Good morning, team.
Woo-hoo!
How are we?
Morning,
Good
everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah.
Nice to be with you.
Oh, let's see who's first up with who's going to be live on.
Who's going to be first? It's
Who's
always a
gonna
bit
be
of a
first?
challenge.
Yeah,
A bit of a
First live
challenge.
comment
We don't know who's
coming
going to be in there first, but
exactly.
lovely to have you with us on this fine, I'm going to say melancholic morning. I feel like that's the right term for this. Melancholic?
It's a good word.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melancholic. Although the sun is shining, So yeah.
Sun is shining. Day 22 of lockdown. Oh, Brian Kirby.
Oh,
Brian Kirby,
Brian,
out the
Brian.
gate.
Yeah, and
Out the
yeah,
gate.
yeah,
Nice
Brian.
day.
Right
Quickly
on.
followed
There we
by
go.
Tina Porter saying good morning, smiley face.
Good
Oh,
morning,
lovely to
you
have
guys.
with us this morning. Yeah, we are at
So
day
good.
22. Day 22 of the
Day
lockdown.
22. And it's
It's
D-Day
wild.
today. It's
D-Day
D-Day today
yes.
because we get to hear from Jacinda what's going to happen.
Yep.
It's very
Old
important.
Auntie Jacinda's letting us know what the plan is, which is nice.
Yep.
Exactly.
Nice.
And this is episode 14, guys. We've done
I know.
14 episodes.
I know. And there's still
That's
people with
amazing.
us. Yeah, people are
with
still
us.
tuning in.
The Randall say hello. Good morning.
Good morning to the
Rand,
Randalls.
Carol, love to see us.
Henny Hans says she's the fourth person to comment, which is
Nice.
great.
Yay,
Georgia,
Henny.
Nice.
Georgia
Come on,
Allison,
Georgia.
good morning.
Yay,
Tyler
Georgie.
Gary, good to see all the regulars are with us this morning.
Absolutely.
If this is your
Love
first
it.
time, if this is your first time watching us
Hi,
this morning, why don't
Pauline.
you put that in a comment below and say howdy? Would love to say hello to you too. But thank you for joining us. And we are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, but also on the Church Online thing. We can bring in the comments from Facebook, but unfortunately we can't do that for the other two platforms. So I know if there's other people watching out there, hello, good morning. We are with you together today, even though you can't send your well wishes through via the comment section.
I think we need to, when lockdown finishes, whoever's been the most, we can go back and check, but whoever's been the most prolific on here, we're going to send them a t-shirt.
Oh,
Mornings
I
with
reckon.
Rob, Mon, and Bernie.
Mornings
We're going to have to do that.
with
I think a nice segue from
Just
that
as the
comment, Robert,
memoir.
I think a segue from that is we are still searching for sponsorship for the show.
Come on now.
Yes, there we go.
We want merchandise.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
We want
I
our
feel
own
like Caleb-
mugs.
I
Yeah.
feel like Caleb Fryatt is going to be the one who's going to help us the most in this area. But anybody
right.
who's watching who maybe is like looking for a new sponsorship thing during COVID-19 season,
We're your people.
Yeah,
your
yeah,
people.
exactly. That would be so cool.
Michaela Gary is saying that she's gunning for the t-shirt. She is
Yeah,
down
there we
for it.
go.
Come on,
Oh
Michaela.
yeah, Michaela, come on.
Terrence Michael Coburn, saying, good morning, everybody. I pray you all have an awesome day. So thank
Oh,
you,
you
Terrence.
Thank
too.
you, Terrence.
Thanks, Terrence.
Very cool.
Beth
Yeah.
Rebecca's church says good morning. So that's nice.
Who's that?
Yay!
Who that is?
The whole
Yeah,
church
who
says
that
good morning
That's
to us.
Kyle, is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Kyle. Yeah, Kyle.
I think it's actually
The
just the building.
Flashman.
I think the building's
It's just
got
the
a
building
Facebook
going,
account.
we miss you. We miss
Yeah.
you guys so much. Come back.
It's lonely without you.
But yes, today we do hear from Auntie Jacinda as to what the plan moving forward is. But the question needs to be applied to this little show that we're doing as well. So we've always been about the power of the people. So we want to hear from you. What do you guys want us to do in response to whatever the next step is? There may be a chance we can gather together and keep going. It is the building courtesy of Kyle. We've just heard from the misses us.
The building
morning.
misses us.
Caleb.
And then Caleb Fryer is saying, good morning, my
misses.
fans, using our platform to
Good
boost
morning.
his platform as per usual.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
He's so hilarious. Yeah.
But yes, we want to hear from you guys how you want us to keep going with this. Even down to, do we keep doing daily? Do we do per week? Do we do longer?
Yeah.
Do we change the cast?
Exactly. Do we need to
Maybe.
usher in a new?
Do we need
Next
to have
minute
Caleb
ratings.
as
Boom.
Do we need to have Caleb as the next host on here? I
That's
don't know.
right. The all new mornings with Mon and Rob.
All these are the things that need to be answered. So we're keen to hear your feedback as we continue through this season. And also we're still after a way of getting Auntie Jacinda on the show. So I know there's enough influential people out there who are watching this who know how to make that happen. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it'd be grand. I think we'd have a great
Who
time.
can make that happen for us?
Who can make that happen? That's the question. Who can make that happen?
Yeah.
Maybe our guest today can help, but we'll get to that later.
I reckon.
We'll get it, yeah.
But before we get too far into things, Flavor Rob.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Flavor Rob.
Flavor Rob. All right,
Flavor
we're
Rob.
in the we're in a season where we're eating lots of things, and I'm
Way
not
too
going to
much
slow
things.
down. I'm not going to slow down on what we should be eating. So there is a trinity of really good things. All right, another trinity. I love trinities.
Another trinity.
Okay, butter, sugar, and flour. Everybody loves those things at the moment. So
Yeah,
butter, sugar,
for
and
sure.
flour. Those three things make one of my favorite toppings, and it's called a crumble topping. Okay, so butter, sugar, and flour. Now, crumble toppings are just good for everything. All right, they go on top of rhubarb and apple. I know a lot of you have got Feijoas at the moment. So you scoop out those Feijoas, mix with a bit of apple, put a nice liqueur or something, some other flavor brandy maybe in there, and then put a crumble topping on top. Stick that in the oven. You're going to be smiling all night. So for me, a crumble topping. The other thing you do with the crumble topping is you can make it so you get what have I got here? I've got 60 grams of flour, 40 grams of brown sugar. You always use brown sugar or Demira sugar, and 40 grams of butter. And you just put them in the wazzer, and up she goes. She turns into like a nice sandy texture. You can put it on a tray and cook it like that until it's brown, and then you can take that beautiful crunchy flavor and you put it on your ice cream. You can put it on fruit salads. You can put it on tartlets. You can do everything. So a crumble topping is good for everything. Use frozen berries. You can do. It's just awesome. So make your crumble topping today. Give it a crack. It's the way.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. It sounds so perfect for autumn. You know what I mean? It's cold, a nice warm crumble. It sounds perfect.
We got a big old bowl of Feijoas right here, right there.
Yeah,
so I can see that.
Yeah, real comfort food.
I did like the Holy Trinity you mentioned are probably three of the most hardest items to get at this point in time from New Zealand supermarkets.
Except if you go to Gilmore's.
Except if you go to Gilmore's.
Gilmore's has all. So Gilmore's, you could only buy like the 20-pound bag, or is that it?
That's right.
You know,
the 10 kilos is most.
Yeah, kilos.
We're into the fourth week of the National Bake Off, aka the COVID-19 quarantine. So now's the perfect time to give these things a go.
That's right.
Hottest baker.
Keep posting your pictures and letting us know how you go with those.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny. Those. I saw a meme online that says, "I don't know what's more terrifying, taking my temperature or weighing myself." And I'm like, definitely weighing myself.
And I was going to let you know, Rob, this morning that Pedro has actually offered to manage your cookbook deal. So not only is he going to manage Cooper, the superstar, he said he's willing to manage your cookbook deal. So
there you go. So vote for Pedro. Yeah.
If there's any interest in Rob's cookbook, just let us know in the comments, and we'll go into discussions with Pedro, the manager, about whether we can make that happen.
Exactly. So, it's so good. I can just see it now. Flavor Rob.
Flavor Rob.
Flavor Rob t-shirts.
Yeah.
All right, let's just jump over to the comment section before we go. So Georgia Ellison is saying hashtag keep it going, at least until level 1. So nice to see familiar people having a bit of fun. Nice. Graham Randall, he said keep it going, but then he goes forevermore. So there you go. So we're in this for life, guys.
So gorgeous.
Wow.
Michaela Gary says keep it going. Graham actually then chimed in saying move over Mike Hoskins. So
nice Bernie. Here we go.
I think I don't know if it's referring to me. I think it's referring to Monica, because she
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Kylie Curry is saying keep it going. I really enjoy your friendly faces.
Yeah.
Tori Jones, which is Tori and Philip watching, saying Kira BBC Whanau, Kite Pitikwe.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
Ray Willis is saying that we should get Gilmore's as sponsors.
Gilmore's as sponsor, that's right.
I know. How many times we mentioned Gilmore's? I know.
Yeah.
Good.
My mum is saying that she would buy the cookbook. So there you go. So Pedro,
we'll have to get onto it, man. We'll have to get onto it.
It could be the next staple in everybody's kitchen. They've got
next to the Edmonds. Edmonds cookbook.
Flavor Rob.
Yeah.
Move over.
Flavor Rob, the Trinity of.
Beautiful.
How many times have you said that? The Trinity. There's another Trinity here.
Michaela Gary has just had a tip about the whole weighing thing. She's top tip: make sure you put your jeans on every couple of days to make sure they fit. Your track pants are lying to you.
They certainly are. Get out of here.
Oh, that is so good. Your track pants are lying to you.
My mother has chimed in again saying that it'd be the perfect Mother's Day present. Is a Flavor Rob.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Oh, the courier is arriving in our driveway. Oh, it's like Santa's arriving.
What's he got?
I don't know. Nothing I've ordered.
No. Someone's
very
learning
good.
it, but
It's a very good moment to pivot on to the question I wanted to ask you guys this morning. And we talked about this before we started the show, but it's like, what is the one thing you've learned about yourself during lockdown? And Rob, I think you should kick us off because I think that moment just then it sets you up perfectly for your answer.
It sets us perfectly. Well, at the moment, it's another birthday day for us in the Stacey household. So our oldest daughter, Gabby's turning 14. So we have food in the morning. We had creamy mushrooms this morning. That's her favorite thing. And then we get food at night, of course. She was able to get something it looks like a courier is showing up with something for her today. So that's awesome.
So cool.
But I guess the thing that I learned about myself during lockdown is that I'm such an extrovert. I just need to get out. And I realized after 2 days, I've been stuck inside. And so last night, as soon as we'd finished doing what we're doing, Deb's working as well, the whole family went for a walk. And it's amazing how much better I felt when I got home. I was just like, I'm out, fresh air, talking, being out with people. So yeah, I'm an extrovert.
So cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a new rhythm for so many families. This whole idea of walking together. So cool.
Mon, what have you learned about yourself during lockdown? What's one thing? Big thing.
I think probably just confirmed what probably everybody knows about me, that I really don't like change. You know what I mean? Like I really struggle with that. So I love I think Bernie, you kind of alluded to it before as well. And I know it's one of your things, but I'm a creature of habit, and I do like rhythms, and I love I love hellos. I hate goodbyes. I love same. And I think there's the power of same that can be quite profound, but so I mean, I love this. And now that we're going to change to another level, like to level 3, I'm like, I was just getting used to level 4, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, another change. So just kind of that I need to be more adaptable.
And so like just bouncing off you, like that's definitely the thing for me is I know, and I've learned during this time that I am a creature of rhythm. I'm not going to say habit, but rhythm I think is probably the more appropriate term, because rhythms can be positive or negative, but like they still keep you going, kind of thing. And for me, that Tuesday when it was announced we're going to level 4, my rhythms just went out the window. So developing new ones, and that's been the battle over the last few weeks, is what do these new rhythms look like, and what are they? And I know that this show has been an important part of that new rhythm in terms of keeping things moving along, but same with exercise and all that kind of stuff. But I realized, and I was listening to a talk about this on Friday, about how a lot of us are grieving the idea of control, even though the idea of control is actually more of a myth, because you truly can't completely control everything. But that idea that the things you used to kind of be able to control in terms of where you're able to go and what you're able to do, what your day looked like, they all went when lockdown began. And so a lot of us are grieving control, and I think a lot of us are, working through some of the stuff that Cherie was talking about yesterday. And if you missed the episode yesterday with Cherie, the relational counselor, you should go back and listen to it, because it was
so many gold nuggets, man.
So many good things in that. But like that, same as well with the last couple of Wednesdays when we've had the midweek checkup with my mum last week talking about mental health, and Eric the week before spiritual health. Jump back and listen to those episodes, because they've got some really good nuggets and stuff.
For sure.
I'm keen to hear from the comments in terms of what is the one thing you've learned about yourself. I think we're at this point in a moment where lockdown is about to change for us all, and so we've gone through 3 weeks of it, and it's about to change.
And what that will look like, and
I think a lot of us probably resonate with the comments we have made. All the introverts have probably loved the last few weeks, and the extroverts have struggled. Yelled at the jury every time they've shown up. But I think a lot of us is probably grieving that loss of control. But keen to hear from you in the comments today if that is you. What are we doing next? We'll check in on the comments to see how things are going. Darren Porter wishes your daughter happy birthday, Rob.
Thanks, Darren.
Birthday, Gabby.
Leon Copeland is saying that he's enjoying watching these morning live streams. Keep it up.
Oh, so sweet. So thank you.
Carry on, which is great. Hey, during this time, we want to hear your stories and things. And you've noticed, like yesterday and today, we haven't had any extra stories to share.
I know. Come on, you guys.
I mean, I want some more TikToks and things. Oh, correction. I did have a video come through from the Gary family. I just have to edit it down to be able to show you guys, because it's a bit long, and so we'll have to do a special feature of it probably tomorrow.
Gary family. Well done. That's awesome.
I'll give you a little bit of a teaser. They've been doing daily challenges as a family at their house, and they have like a trophy. that they award whoever wins the challenge.
I love it.
The video I got yesterday is hilarious. So I will show that tomorrow. But if you've got stories, if you've got things you're doing, if you've got crumbles you want to show us from Flavor Rob's cookbook,
Oh, for sure.
send in your stories to stories@bethlehem.org.nz. But also, if we've talked a lot about how do we be neighborly, how do we be together in isolation, what are some of the things we can do for the people around us in this time? Just send us the stories about maybe some of those significant conversations or things you've had during that time. And I guess a little bit of a challenge with this, if you've been sitting around for 3 weeks now and you're kind of like, I haven't really done any of that, why don't you do that this week? Things are about to change.
Pick up something new.
Something we've said a lot over the course of these episodes is don't waste a crisis and don't waste an opportunity. So and we talk, you don't waste an opportunity to grow, but also don't waste an opportunity to maybe reach someone that you've never been able to do before.
Don't waste your lockdown.
Don't waste your lockdown. Send us
good.
your stories. You can tag us on social media as well at Beth Church. If at any point you need help in any way with any of the things that are going on for you, care@bethlehem.org.nz or the church phone number. And you can also text in your prayers using keyword BBC prayer to 4040. We also are uploading all our episodes to Spotify and to Apple Podcasts. So after the show is done, do some editing and put it out there so you can listen to those as well. So they're all up at the moment for your listening pleasure.
Yep. So good.
So we've got a few comments coming through. So Ray Willis is maybe we try to control each other, seeing as we can't control everything else. So that's kind of chiming into what Carey was saying yesterday.
Oh,
isn't that true though? But the thing about that, the more we try to control people, the more out of control we are. So it's just like this thing. Yeah,
absolutely.
The Randalls are saying that we're definitely an extrovert and an introvert in our bubble. So you can imagine the back and forth going on there.
What Enneagrams are those? Yeah. So funny.
Pauline Longley is saying that she's learned that she's an introvert by nature and being a people person is a learned skill, which is interesting.
Oh, very good.
Which is really cool. So that which is really, really cool. Darren has, of course, dropped that you can watch his TikToks on the app at Darren Porterhouse. So.
There you go, Darren.
It's dangerous, man. I'm going to go grab some from you.
That's right.
Some TikTok gold there.
Yeah.
Monica, why don't you introduce our guest today and then I'll bring them on.
Okay, it is my absolute pleasure. And for the record, not my idea. So it was great to have the guys suggest this next person who I'm extremely proud of and who I love very much. But it's my daughter, Mallory Carey from the project show.
Hey, Mallory.
Hey, bye-bye. Hi. Welcome to the show. It's so good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.
So Mallory is the planning producer for the Project New Zealand, which is incredible. And Mallory, again, just thank you so much for coming on with us today. It is really cool to have you with us. Why don't you first and foremost, you tell a bit about yourself? We know who your mum is, but why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
She's pretty famous.
Now that you can't just go anywhere, what are you missing most?
Oh, thanks, Bernie. No, it's my pleasure to be here with you guys. It's always fun to check in with my home church fam. So, as you guys have said, my name's Mallory on the screen there as well. I am Monica's daughter, one of two daughters. I am 29. I currently live in Auckland, but I've kind of lived all over the place, overseas, here and there, moved around a lot for work. I am a TV producer currently with the project on TV3, have been here for a few years. Currently in lockdown in the beautiful, busy city, which is kind of driving me insane. But so one thing that I miss on that note is definitely I'm a big city girl. I love it up here. I live like right in the heart of Ponsonby, so I'm like right, near everything. But obviously everything's shut at the moment, so those perks have gone. So I miss going to get coffee. That's like terrible. I miss someone make me a sandwich, like the most interesting thing. But I also really miss being able to come down to Tauranga and hang out with my fam and see Cooper.
Exactly.
Cooper's like my emotional support dog. We're like kindred. So I know that he's experienced on this podcast. So I miss Cooper seeing his little face. So that's literally the first thing I'm going to do as soon as the lockdown is over or whatever levels we come to. Obviously, I don't want to expose mum and dad to any awful Auckland germs, but I need to come to Cooper.
Oh,
That's
how
right.
lovely is
I
that?
know. We're
Yeah.
obsessed with this dog. He's our first dog, and he's just like this other son we never had,
The thing is, the Carey family aren't alone. The people who watch the show are obsessed with Cooper as well. Like the Cooper obsession is bigger than just the Carey family.
It's grown. He's gone
I know.
viral.
He can sense it too because he's walking with the whole new swag. You should see it.
Yeah, he knows. He knows.
Yeah, he knows.
So Mallory, we can't waste this opportunity to hear a funny story about your mum.
Come
so
on.
Please.
hit us with
Come
it.
on.
Give us some gold.
Oh, God.
Some gold.
So many. There's so many because even though mum seems kind of cool, collected, she's pretty flustered, you know, especially when we travel together. But when she gets freaked out, I remember I was with her when she took her first Uber. She was like so suspicious of it. She was like, "What is this new technology? I don't trust it." And I was like, "It's an app." Anyway, that's beside the point. Me and my sister were talking, and one of our favorite funny stories about mum is that we were watching this like terrible Miley Cyrus movie called LOL.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. It's terrible. It's just bad. And we were talking about different acronyms, you know, like obviously LOL is laugh out loud. YOLO is you only live once, courtesy of Drake. And we were saying, and then there's FOMO. This was a kind of a new one at the moment. And we were saying, Mum, what does FOMO mean? And she thought about it for a while, thinking really hard. And then she was like, oh, it means fun on my own. So when you text someone, like, I'm just here hanging out at the house, FOMO, you know, like, so me and my sister stopped laughing. I was like, it literally means the opposite of that. It means fear of missing out for everyone. So that text, if you read it, I'm stuck in the house, FOMO, it means like I'm having major, like, I'm missing out on everything that's happening out in the world. I'm miserable. But she thought it was like a great FOMO.
I thought I was being so cool. I get the culture, man. Come on, I know my acronyms. I did not know that acronym.
Anyway,
that's so good.
I always joke about that now, but that's my favorite one.
Yeah, it's so good. So good.
Awesome.
So you're the planning producer for the project. So we'll just pivot to some slightly more serious questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and part of it is preparing.
Oh, sorry.
Quite in the cheap seats, Rob. And part of it is choosing and navigating, like trying to pick the right story.
Yeah.
In this season of COVID-19, how has it impacted what you're doing on the project? And I wonder if you could just share a little bit of how you actually navigate finding the right stories within this season.
Yeah, totally. Obviously, it's kind of the latest in a big string of tragedies that have kind of happened that I've been involved in covering. You know, like when the Christchurch terror attack happened, I was down on a plane the next day on site. So you're really kind of with people down there, feet on the ground, feeling what people are feeling, and then you try and reflect that back in the show, you know? So you want to really get people's perspective across and use that as a real kind of navigation tool, the people that you're talking to and being down there physically. When White Island erupted, I was down in Whakatane the next day, and it was a similar thing. This has been totally different. Our office that is like a total collaborative hub. It's like a hive of activity where we're in and out, meeting people in the community every day, speaking to people, on the phone with people, out interviewing people. That's totally changed. So we are all working from home. There's a team obviously in the studio because the show has got a lot of buttons to push. But we are really relying a lot on kind of talking to each other and social media. So to make sure that we're gauging, that we're kind of getting the right story. We get hundreds of emails a day, and that's one of my main jobs, is to go through and read all these people that take the time out of their day to share their stories with us and to share their struggles. So basically, when it comes down to the right story, obviously it's a TV show, so we need something that's kind of going to be an engaging, entertaining, but we also want it to kind of reflect the current temperature of community and of society, and you know, it's a good validation for us when a story goes out and then we get comments and emails back, which we do after every show, every night, kind of like your live comments here, and people are saying like, thank you for doing this story, this is what I was feeling. And it's good thing for people to kind of feel heard. They feel seen when they see something that they can relate to. So trying to always tap into what people are feeling. What is my neighbor Greg over there who runs a small business, what is he feeling? Being able to translate that on the show is super important, because if Greg's feeling it, the chances are hundreds of other people around the country are as well.
Yeah. I like that comment you made before we went live today, because I asked the question is like around this whole finding the right stories, is the daily process of asking that question, and how everybody involved in the process is like, what is just I like the word used, temperature. Like, what is the temperature of our country at the moment? Like, how are people really feeling about this? And so how do we deliver the right content? I guess a lot of people would say there's a storyline that maybe a big corporate wants the project to tell, kind of thing. And you were just confirming to us before that that's not the case.
No, definitely not. Like, there's no kind of big hidden agenda. I see a lot of people using kind of like MSM, another acronym to mean like mainstream media, and how it's kind of caught up in all these hidden agendas and things. And everyone on our team is from like really diverse backgrounds. Everyone is really committed to making a great show that tells really accurate stuff that they care about. Everyone's like really passionate about telling great stories. So there's definitely not like some big agenda. There's not someone pulling like purse strings behind the scenes. It's definitely like very much a show that's kind of for people by people, if that makes sense. Kind of everyday people, even though we're kind of like stuck up in Auckland, and as you were saying, because it's a daily show like you guys as well, every day we do come in and ask those questions again. What did we get right? What did we get wrong? What can we do better? What is the right story for today?
So good.
So good.
So coming out of what you said before about how you're hearing all these like hundreds of thousands of stories probably a day kind of thing, what are some of the more heartwarming stories you have heard during the midst of the lockdown and during this crisis?
Bubba.
Oh gosh, there's been so many amazing stories. I think one of them is I am a part of this group called, I know there's like lots of similar ones, but I got added into one called Neighborhood Support. I put up a post in there, and it's basically like a nationwide thing where people can help each other and say, oh, my grandma needs groceries picked up. But literally, like, I am getting daily notifications of people messaging me or DMing me saying, I put up a post in there, and because like I've got my grandmother, she lives in Timaru, she's by herself, not very technologically savvy or connected. I put up a post, and then like half an hour later, someone just like dropped off a box of groceries on her door. I don't even know who it was, like, so. Wow. And obviously, you don't want to be putting your address onto the internet, but they've got great systems in there where they can connect people up, and it's happening so fast. I think people are just really wanting to help, and maybe people just want to get fresh air, but the way that it's manifesting is people are really showing up for each other.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. It's awesome to hear.
Caleb Friars has chimed in, and I think it's worth mentioning. He says, hey, Mallory, would you like a story about an up-and-coming Instagram star?
This is about Caleb.
It's about Caleb. It's 100%.
He's got a new business too.
He's got a new business.
Yeah, although his Instagrams are hilarious. They're so awesome. And I love how he says hello to the nation and hello to my fans. It's like it's awesome.
So there you go.
I always have time for you, Caleb.
6 of them.
So just jumping back. So you mentioned before that, it's been a string of crises that you've actually been involved in, from the Christchurch terror attack to the White Island and now into COVID. So I think Monica was saying that you've said before that you're a bit of a crisis marathoner in a way, kind of thing. Like you've had to go through a series of things. Yeah. How are you doing, and what are the things you're finding help you get through these significant times of crisis?
Yeah, I think taking time, and I guess that's kind of forced upon us now, but when we're kind of on the ground covering stories, etc., it's such long days, and you don't really get time to reflect on anything. So often when you're in the car on the way home after having wrapped your final story, it all kind of hits you and you think about it. But I think with this one, it's been quite nice because you have so much time to really actually take time and reflect and to take stock. So it's been really interesting, and I feel actually really privileged and lucky. I know there's a lot of people around the country that are really struggling, and
Don't worry, it's just the host of the project giving her a call, being like, "Hey, have you got the stories for today?" It's just Kanoa giving her a call, being like, "Hey, what's up?"
What are you doing on that low-level show?
No, I think it's been good in the way that I can take time and process things, but it is hard not having your teammates around you. I love what you guys are doing, catching up every morning, because I think you do need that time to just kind of digest through some stuff and it helps to talk about it and to talk about, oh, that was really hard today, because sometimes you can just pressure cooker it all inside.
Oh yeah. So just absolutely. A final question for this morning as we begin to wrap things up. So we put the power to the people with this show. They want us to keep going, and I think it's easy to see that we're on the same trajectory as the Project New Zealand. That we soon will have our
every day, half an hour.
We're on the right trajectory, and I guess the question would be: do you have any producer tips for us? And then a follow-on question: would you like to come and just work for us? We can offer you payment and flavor tips. Because sitting here coming up with questions and finding guests is really, really hard.
I know. This is what Mallory does. Like, she's my secret weapon, man. If I need anything creative, Mallory, what do you think about it? Yeah, you're so good at it. She's great on the fly, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think fake it till you make it. It's good.
All right, sweet.
That's tip number one. I think secondly, yeah, totally. You can have. I could just start sending you all my rejected story ideas.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Mainly, they involve kind of like lots of dressing up animals in weird outfits. Many rejected animal-related stories in the pile. It's like weird comedy sketches that are basically just like rip-offs of SNL, things like that. So I think that could thrive on this platform. So
Sweet, cool. We've definitely been lacking in the dressed-up animal and stand-up comedy segments. I think. All we've had so far is Cooper. So
yeah, that's right.
We can dress him up.
Hot 5 set, just the jokes. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
Respond fast enough, so you just have to, you just have to assume that it was good. So
there you go. Well, I think we'll wrap things up there. Thank you so much, Mallory, for being with us today. It's been so cool to hear this perspective of what it means to be like a bigger show and navigating those stories and things like that, and to hear just to hear peek behind the curtain per se, and to one of the biggest shows around the country, which is really cool. Rob, do you guys have any final comments for Mallory before we begin to close things out?
Which of the little cherubs in the photo behind Monica are you, Mallory? Are you the one on the right or the left?
So I'm the older one, the one where there's two people. So I'm the girl, the older girl with the longer hair, and then the other one that you can't see because it's reflective. I'm the baby in the diaper. So Mum,
how cute!
Grab the frame and bring it up. Can you grab it off the wall?
Yeah.
Grab it.
Yeah. All right.
Here she goes.
Here we go.
Mum in the 90s as well, and it's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
You guys see it? Hang on. Let me get it up.
Hang on, here it comes. Here it comes.
Can you see it?
Woo!
Yeah,
Come on, Monica, that hair. Yeah, it's that's a 90s hairstyle.
You notice the double denim?
Stonewashed jeans. Dang. Come on. Love it.
Too good. Well, Mallory, we've had a bit of a tradition on the show where we get our guests to pray for the show and for the listeners and everything like that. If you can do that for us now as we close out, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. Dear Lord, thank you so much that we are able to join together in this way. Thank you that it's a new day, that we're getting through this lockdown, and that you're looking after us through all of this. I just pray for all of our leaders today as they come out and make really important decisions. I just pray that you would be with them. I pray for everyone at home that is anxiously waiting on the next move, that you would just calm any fears. And I just pray that you would just remind us that in the midst of the storm, you're there, you're asleep in the boat, you're in control, you're not stressed. And just be with us as we go into another day of lockdown.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Mallory, and we'll see all of you guys tomorrow morning at 9:00 for another day of Mornings Together with Rob, Mon, and Bernie. Catch you guys later.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.